Hey guys, it's me, Sonia. So this is my third video this week. I'm trying to be more consistent. For a while I was doing a video every other day and I was going good. I think for at least 2 or 3 months, every other day I was making a video. And it was good, but I really didn't have a whole lot to talk about. I talked about my kids, I talked about toys I was getting for my kids. I complained. That's what my videos were consisting of. A little while later, I made some videos about my daughter potty training. Okay, cool. But that was about it. I didn't have too much else to say. I uploaded some old videos of when I first got my camera on my old YouTube platform, the successful one, and that's about it. I didn't do too much else. And then I started my Bible study series. And of course, I was doing that every day for about 2 weeks. And then I stopped. And so now I'm back. So as you can see, I already did my makeup. This actual look is not cleaned up at all. I didn't clean it up. So if it looks odd, it's because I didn't clean it up. I put it on this camera on this computer, so I don't know what it actually looks like in the mirror. It always looks different from the mirror in the camera, so it could have more, stray powder or whatever. I didn't do my eyebrows, didn't put on any foundation. I did put on some of the lipstick gloss because I like the color and why not. So yeah, but I'm not going anywhere. It is 2 days after Christmas, and so I guess I should be updating you guys on what I'm probably doing for the next year and the anticipations of next year and all this stuff, and I guess I should. But first, I would like to recap past year. I kind of did that in my other video, but I didn't really get into it. So the beginning of this year was difficult. I had some expectations about this year, but I didn't really make a plan to execute some things that I would be getting done in this year. In early February, I had a health scare. It was freaking scary. It was mental health scare, so that's even more scary. A physical health thing, you can get over, but when it's mental, that's a whole different thing. I was freaking out. I had some paranoia stuff going on, to the point where, I was, two things happened. Prior to this year beginning, towards the end of last year, I had the stomach flu. It was really bad. I didn't eat a whole lot. Literally, I might have eaten a grape and maybe a smoothie, and that was my meal for the day. And I did that consistently for a few months because my stomach flu was really bad. So going into January of 2020, I had lost a lot of weight, and I was still overcoming my stomach flu. Now, stomach flus aren't supposed to last that long, so I don't know why I couldn't eat, but I just couldn't. I couldn't eat, and I wasn't really having bowel movements. I wasn't using the bathroom a lot. Now, you can say, well, why weren't you drinking water and stuff? Because it would come up. I was literally vomiting, and I was defecating fluids. It's just nasty. So, the beginning of this year, I had expectations to get healthier. I had all these goals and stuff like that. Anyway, fast forward. February comes. And so February's here, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting better. I can finally start to eat some food. But then I started to go through mental health issues, and those are scary, freaking scary. I was dealing with some paranoia stuff. I was dealing with some insecurities that I was going through, and I didn't know where to turn. I had no idea where to turn. Now, of course, I come from a very, I don't know how to say it without bragging. I'm going to say I come from a good family and just leave it there. So, of course, I have doctors in my family. I specifically have psychiatric doctors, as well as psychologists, as well as, what is it called? Mental health educators, as well as women health study people. I have a bunch of people in my family, let's just say, and they know a lot of stuff about brains. They know a lot of stuff about behaviors. They know a lot of stuff about the body. They know a lot of stuff about the human body. So we're trying to figure out what was wrong with Tanya. Um, was it postpartum depression? Because I had a child last year. Was it postpartum depression? Was it some other stuff? What's going on with Tanya? And so that was a big scare. Um, and I thought I had support in my household um, with my mental health stuff, and it turned out not to be so. Um, turned out not to be so, and it hurt my heart a little bit. Um, it hurt my heart. I knew I had my kids. I had to take care of my kids. That's what people kept telling me. Sonny, you got to get healthy for your kids. You got to get healthy for your kids. And I was like, well, I'm trying. But yeah, so that was February. I actually was hospitalized for, I want to say, a week. I think it was a week. I went back and forth to emergency for about a month, racking up bills. Let me just tell you that. And then finally I was hospitalized for about a week. And that was big. That was, I want to say that's the lowest point in my life ever. Normally, in the past, I might get sick. I might get sick physically, get a shot, be done. I might get sick mentally, maybe go through a stint of depression, then, go see a psychologist for a few months, and then I'm better. But this was like the lowest of the low. Like, I couldn't help myself. There was no rationalizing anything. Anything. My parents thought I might have been on drugs. Like, it was bad. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know who to confide in. Not even doctors, because I felt like if I confided in doctors, then at some point in time, they'd try to take my kids. I don't know. That's what my mind came to. Every time I thought, okay, I need to get some help. Oh no, they're going to try to take my kids. Because what I was thinking and, how I was feeling, and I was just like, I don't want this to happen. And then I wanted to confide in my husband. And well, that didn't work out. So I was like, okay, in my household, who can I talk to? My parents thought I was on drugs. They're like, why are you acting like this? Are you on drugs? I'm like, no. And, everybody's like, you got to get right for your kids. You got to get right for your kids. So finally I went to the hospital, not by my own will. Let me just say that, because I told you I was scared they were going to do something with my kids. So I went to the hospital. I was in there for about a week. They put me on medication. The lowest of the low point in my life ever. So then I finally get out of the hospital. I'm on these pills because I'm having issues. And at that time, it was before the coronavirus kind of popped off. It was just about, near that time. So I had a moment to myself, and I was trying the medication. Things are getting a little bit better mentally. I could start eating food again. So I was getting a little bit stronger physically, but I was still in a low place. Like I was still sick. I felt sick. My mom said I lost a lot of weight. Okay, I guess. I didn't record too much around that time. I don't have any pictures. I don't think I have any pictures at that time. But that's where I was. Not to mention, at that time, I wasn't really working. I tell you guys, since I had my kids, I work part-time. Part-time or not at all. I haven't worked full-time since I had my kids. My daughter's 2, my son's 1 now. Since having them, I hadn't worked. So, I was feeling sick. I wasn't mentally in the best state, and I was broke. Like, that's the worst possible thing. Like, I was just, and I really didn't feel like I had anyone to talk to. So that was the beginning of the year. Now, fast forward to now. A lot's happened within that time. Clearly, I'm more healthy. I don't know if you can see it. I have a double chin now. At the beginning of the year, I did not. I've been eating well. I've been eating well. I've been feeling better. I've written ebooks. My mental health is a little bit better. Not paranoid anymore. I can speak my mind without fear of any any backlash, I guess. So this is where I am. Yeah, I want to make videos because that's what I like to do. I've always liked to make videos. Let me just put that out there. Ever since I was little, I used to do a lot with cameras and photography. Like when I was younger, my parents like to do this thing where I say, I want to do this career, and they do everything they can to facilitate that. So when I was younger, I liked photography. I like doing videography stuff. So my parents got me a camera, and not like one of these dainty Karens. Like at first we had the disposable cameras, okay? So I had those, and I was just playing around, just like wasting money with those disposable cameras because they didn't have digital cameras. Then they had digital cameras, and I got my digital camera, and I was just taking pictures, blah blah blah. So I really like cameras. I like taking pictures of people. And then finally one day I turned the camera on, I took a picture of myself, and I said, wow, that's kind of cool. And I would start making like short videos of just me. Nobody would see them but me. They're just playing around, stuff like that. So what am I trying to say? I want to make videos that mean something. That have a purpose. Me putting on makeup is cool. I like makeup. Makeup makes me feel great. So of course I'm gonna do those videos. But I also want to make videos that, somebody can look back on years later and they say, wow, that really helped me. That did something for me. That whatever. I want to do that. I haven't quite figured out the topics though that I'll be talking about, because in order to make a video that moves someone or does something for somebody's life, it has to mean something. It has to be about something. You can't just ramble like I often do and, make change. A few years ago, how do I say this? A few years ago, let's just say this. I dwell on the past a little bit more than I should. When I was younger, I'm still young. I'm not quite 30, but when I was younger, I felt I had so much freedom. Not only was I young and creative, I also had money and a bunch of free time. So I spent a lot of money on doing stuff that I felt like could make me happy and, move stuff. But when I was younger, maybe a few years ago, before I got married, before I had my kids, I had all these dreams of helping people and doing things for people. One of my biggest things, one of the things that I wanted to be remembered for at the time, was my natural hair show. I had a natural hair show. I wanted, people like myself to embrace themselves, embrace your natural hair, embrace your skin tone, embrace your features, That was the goal of my natural hair show. Prior to that, I had a natural hair group where it was a bunch of women who wore natural hair, shared, their hair journeys, their hairstyles. Why did you stop wearing chemical relaxer? Why did you stop pressing your hair? Like, why did you do this? And how can other people also embrace that? I thought that was going to be my legacy. Like if I could have died when I was 22 or 23, I thought that was what I was being remembered for. Because when I first had the idea, it blew up. Like it blew up. Like I had a bunch of members in a very short amount of time, just like my old YouTube channel. I had a bunch of members, a bunch of subscribers in a very short amount of time. And I thought, this will be my legacy. Yes. But turns out that didn't happen. But at that time I thought, yeah, I'm changing lives. Like I'm getting people to love themselves and, all this stuff. And then people argued, well, just because I wear straight hair doesn't mean I don't love myself. Just because I do XYZ doesn't mean I love myself. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe you still love yourself with your straight hair and you still love yourself with whatever, but other people are literally changing the way that they look because they don't love themselves how they are. Like if I took my hair out right now with a nappy afro, I would still love myself and think I'm the hottest thing in the world. But, it took me a long time to get to that point. There used to be a time where I wouldn't walk out the house with the afro because my hair was undone. But that's the way that my hair grows out of my head. Anyway, I thought that was going to be my legacy. Clearly it's not. You know, a little bit later on, I got into African American studies. I'm not in school though. It was just like a side thing. In school, I was going into journalism, broadcast journalism, and things of that sort. But you know, on the side, I was getting into African American studies, and I said I want to teach a bunch of Black people their history to let them know that they weren't just slaves, and you know, all this type of things. And I said this will be my legacy. Uh, Clearly, that's not the case. But you know, whatever. Um, and then even a few years, you know, after that, just right before I got married, I got into a place where I was, what is it called? Content. That's the word I'm looking for. I was content with where I was, and I wanted other people to be content. Um, how do I say it? I come from a family in which we were given a lot because at a certain point my family didn't have a lot, and then all of a sudden they did. Like most people, you know, people that are from America, that are African American, your people, your family most likely came from the South and then came north. Now, if you're from the islands, okay, fine, whatever. If you're from Africa, okay, fine, whatever. But you know, if your family was here in the U.S. before the Civil Rights Movement, before the Civil War, um, you know, you most likely have the history of my history, where your family members were from down south, either working on plantations as sharecroppers, working on plantations as slaves, and then being freed, and then sharecropping, and then come to the north. I don't know how it was. Either way, I come from a family that came from hard times, sharecropping and such, to then owning their own businesses, then getting college degrees and becoming lawyers and doctors and engineers and inventors. You know, like that's just how it was. So I had always felt a little bit lesser for not going the route of my family members. So when I got to this place of contentment, I said, wow, this is great. I want everybody to be content like me. So I would go out foolishly. I don't know why I thought I was I don't want to say a miracle worker, but I thought I was something when I was a little bit younger. Uh, I would go out and I try to convince people that they don't need to be like the people they see on TV, but not realizing like their family wasn't like my family. Like they're literally people that have generations of generations of generations of people in the same spot. Like people that live in the same city, don't leave their city, don't leave their state, don't leave their country. You know, people that had generations of people that haven't gone to college, that haven't gotten professional careers, people that actually have to work to make money. Like they're generations of people that um, are like the first in their family to go to college, first in their family to do XYZ. And I was just telling people like, you don't have to do that, because I feel like I was always pushed to, you know, the goal was go to college, get a career, you know, be successful in said career. Once you get to a certain successful level, then you settle down with a person of the similar success level. Then you have, you know, you get married, you have children, and then you teach your children to be the certain success level too. And I was just like, no, I'm going to tell everybody you have to be content, have to be content. I was extra. I was really extra. Anyway, that whole telling people that they need to be content thing didn't work out. I didn't really think about people that have been poor all their lives, and then their parents are poor, and their grandparents are poor, and their grandparents are poor, and that they wanted to stop that cycle. I didn't think about those people. So me telling them, hey, you don't have to go to college to do whatever, whatever. You know, for them, it's a whole different world. You know, they felt like college was the only way out. And I was like, no, you don't have to. I didn't really think that one through. I didn't. I really should have, you know, thought more about telling them how to invest their money and possibly create businesses rather than just telling them you don't have to go to college. I didn't think that one through. I didn't. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is I want to make videos that mean something, and I first have to find a topic, to talk about to do so. Otherwise, I'm just rambling like I've been doing for the past 19, 20 minutes. um, yeah. So, um, also a few years ago, I created a magazine because I had a lot of free time and a lot of money to blow. So I would go around to like different people, anyone, like literally almost anyone, and I would say, "Hey, where do you work? What's your occupation?" Things of that sort. And if it was, just high enough, I would ask to interview them because I thought I was like sent from God. I thought I was the best interviewer in the world. Only having had a couple of broadcast journalism classes, I thought I was the best interviewer in the world, and I didn't need any more classes. Anyway, I started interviewing people to know their story, and I started writing it down, and then I published it in my own magazine because I could do that. I decided that I didn't need 4 years of college. I didn't need to finish 4 years of college to call myself a broadcast journalist. I just called myself a writer because I'm writing, I'm publishing it, I'm a writer. And I did that. And I got to know people's lives and where they're from and, how they got there. And I said, wow, this is great. Like, had I known this a few years ago, I would stop telling people to be content and tell them about these people's stories. And maybe that would inspire them to get to the level of whatever amount of success they want to get to. That was ideally what I wanted to do. Yeah. So here I am, the end of 2020, and I want to make videos that inspire people, but I don't know what. Now, once again, I'm going to tell you guys, I do style my daughter's hair. It's just not styled right now. I took it out of its rubber band. Her hair was braided into a ponytail. So I'm going to show you her hair. It's done. It's just not done. Come say hi. Say hi. She likes the camera. She's my pretty girl. So, okay, she also has a stray rubber, a stray thing here. But look, her hair is done. If you'd like, okay, see, like this. Her hair's in a ponytail, and it's braided up. It needs to be redone, but it is done. I know every time I show her, her hair is not done, but I do her hair. Okay, I do it, just not like every day. We're not gonna go into that though. Also, the videos that I want to make, I wanted to inspire her and her generation. Let's say I'm not here next week or next month or next year or the next 5 years. I want her to be to look back and say, look what my mom did. Look what she left for me to be inspired by. Look what she sacrificed to make my life better. Because right now I'm not at the place where my parents were at this age. At this age, my mother had what, 3 degrees at this age? I have one. And of that one that I have, it's not the highest degree. Let me just say that. I have an associate's degree. At this age, my mom, she had her bachelor's, her master's. I don't know if she had her PhD. Okay, I know she had 2 degrees at this age. And that's before she got married and had kids. I'm 28. I'm married. I have kids. And I have an associate degree. I'm not making the money my mom made. I have my own business, yes. But I'm not working the business like I should have. If I worked my business before I had kids and was married, now sure, at this point I would have had somewhat of the money that my mom had at this age, but whatever. I want to make videos that, show my kids how to be. You have stuff on your face. I should have washed your face if I knew you were going to come in that video. I want to show her how to be a lady. Not just how to do makeup, but I also want to show her how to braid her hair. I want to show her how to press her hair. If she wants her hair straight, okay, she can have her hair straight, but I want her to do it without, burning her hair. I want to show her how to make wigs look natural. I don't wear too many wigs, but when I do, you may not be able to tell that it's a wig. I rarely wear wigs, like ever. I don't. I want to show her how to do taxes. I don't do taxes myself, so of course I have to go to my tax person. But I wanna have a video showing her, like, this is how you fill out this form. If nobody else teaches you, I'm teaching you. I want to show her how to vote. It's not rocket science. It's really not. You're just filling in a bubble. But I want to give her a mock voting sheet so she can see this is how you do it. I don't want her going to the stop doing that. Stop. I don't want her going to the voting booth and like filling it out incorrectly and then being one of those people that have to do the voting thing over and over. You know, right now, my daughter, she's still learning her ABCs. If I'm not here next week, I want to show her how to read on video so she can look back and say, wow, my mom's not physically here with me, but she made a video showing me how to read. So technically she taught me how to read. I want to do that for her. I want to show her what to do with her money because her mama spends money. Her mama spends money. I've been telling you, my parents put me in a lifestyle that I am not currently upkeeping. I'm not. I'm really not. When I was growing up, we'd go shopping a lot. But my mom had the money to go shopping. I, with my associate's degree and my small business, do not have the money to go shopping like that. But I want to show my daughter, okay, if you're going shopping, this is how much money you need to have in the bank first. This is how much you need to have in investments first. This is how many, stocks, bonds, mutual funds you need to have first. I want that. Speaking of that, I need to update some stuff. I want to talk to my kids and make videos about the benefits of health insurance, the benefits of life insurance, the benefits of home insurance, car insurance. Now, of course, you got to have car insurance in my state. You got to have, well, you don't have to have health insurance, but, well, technically you do. Anyway, I'm talking about life insurance, stuff you don't have to have, but you should have. I want to talk about videos for that. I want to talk about sickle cell traits and sickle cell, full-blown sickle cell, because I have the trait of sickle cell, meaning I could have passed it on to my daughter. My husband doesn't have sickle cell trait, so of course, neither one of our kids have sickle cell full-blown, but, they may have the trait because of me. One of my parents had the trait. That's how I have it. I want to talk to them about that. I want to talk to them about healthy eating. Right now, I'm not the most healthy eater. I cook, but not every time I cook has the most vegetables in it. I want to show them how to garden so they can pick their own food. I want to show them the benefits of gardening versus going to the store and buying your food. My grandma had gardens. My grandma on my dad's side, she didn't have a garden, but my grandpa did. Like I told you, they were from the South and they came north. They still had some of the traditions of a sharecropper, so they know how to garden, pick their own food, cook their own food, and make it last. I want to show my daughter and my son and anybody else who wants to watch how to do those things. Of course, I gotta have a garden. I don't have a garden right now, but now they have these little kitchen, what they call them, like kitchen pots that have like artificial light that you can grow like herbs in. I can start there and just show like this is how you grow stuff. I feel like her generation is gonna really need. Well, her generation still might be my generation. I'm not sure. Either way, I feel like she's gonna need to know how to grow stuff. I have some. Well, I know some people. I'm not gonna say how I know them, but I know some people who grew up in a household in which they ate out most of the time. But they didn't eat out like decent food. They eat like McDonald's out. Like I know people that don't cook, but they eat at restaurants that give them high quality food. And I know people that eat out and they eat junk. So I want her to know the high quality food or know the food that she grows herself. I don't want her eating junk. Now, I have a bad habit. I have a really bad habit of going to McDonald's. Um, but I don't go like for the food. I go for the frappes. I don't drink a whole lot of coffee, but when I do, I like frappes. Um, and my daughter's favorite word is chicken nugget. If we didn't eat this, she wouldn't know it. So that's my bad. But I don't want her to remember chicken nugget. That's something that I don't want her to remember. Um, ma'am, what are you doing? Um, yeah. Anyhow, so there's a bunch of lessons that I want to put on video for the next year. Um, showing people as well as my children different things I need to know that may not be taught in school. Um, right now, school is kind of a concept that's kind of some people are still going to school with the coronavirus out there. Okay. And some people are homeschooling. Some people have homeschool curriculums that they make, and then some people have homeschool curriculums that a school makes. When I was in school, I felt like there was a lot of stuff that I was missing. In my middle school and elementary school, we were taught a lot of stuff that I feel like a lot of people weren't taught. Um, we were taught money management. We were taught how to run businesses in middle school and elementary school at my school. We were taught how to sew. We were taught how to sing. Um, we were taught, a lot of stuff that I don't think a lot of schools taught. What I wish they did teach more of was real life principles. So that's what I want to put in my videos, real life stuff that you can actually use. If you choose not to go to college, this is what you can do. Simple as that. I don't feel like everybody needs college. I think everybody needs education, but not everybody needs college. I think college has a lot of good features, a lot of good classes. A lot of classes are BS. For instance, I'm a massage therapist. What do I need geometry for? Just putting that out there. It's one thing to be introduced to it. There's another thing to take a whole class for it. And I'm also going to put this out there. I'm not good at math. I'm not. I'm not the best. I'm not. When we go to algebra, after algebra, I'm just kind of like, well, trigonometry. Why? Why? I'm a massage therapist slash writer slash YouTuber slash stay at home mom. Why? Calculus, pre-calc. Why? I'm a massage therapist. But whatever. My kid can be a rocket scientist. She can be an engineer. She can be a nurse. She can be a doctor. She can be a lawyer. She can be a stockbroker. She can train horses. I don't care what she does. She can be a submarine diver. She can be a tour guide. She could be a singer. She can be a dancer. I want all the options out there. She can make movies. She can be a director. She can be a writer. She can be those people, the editor. She can install lights. She can make paint. She can be a chemist. I don't care what she can. I don't care. I don't care what she or my son might choose to be in this world. But I want her to have the options of other things if she chooses not. If she chose to be a seamstress, I want her to have every opportunity to be a seamstress and be the best one, you know. But I don't want her to be like, oh, I was only taught this, so I can only do this, Because after I got out of middle school, elementary school, and I moved on to high school, it seemed like everybody wanted you to be in this set field. Like they only had like 3 big occupations, and if you weren't in that, SOL. And I was like, I just want to do something different. Maybe I was a sport brat. Let me put that also out there. So everybody just wants you to know these few things, and it should work out for you. But I mean, if you really think about it, we all can't do the same thing. If we all did the same thing, we'd be lacking somewhere. Somebody needs to clean the house. Somebody needs to change the oil in the car. Somebody needs to know how to install light bulbs or make light bulbs to install. Somebody needs to know how to make lotions and potions and creams. You know, somebody needs to know how to sew your clothes. Somebody needs to know how to direct a business. Somebody needs to know how to manage a business. Somebody needs to know how to make a pizza. Somebody needs to know how to make the sauce. You know, there's so many things out there I want my kids to have access to. I feel like just putting on video would be a great way to start, you know. Um, anyway, it's been 35 minutes, and I didn't intend for this video to be that long. So that's that. I will come back to you with more videos. I intend to, because I really don't have much else to do besides raise my kids and like makeup. One of the perks of being me, I guess. Anywho, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.